Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm out here in God's country today doing some pattern testing because dove season's only a month away. Look at this. This is beautiful. We had some overnight showers and everything is just clean and cool. I'm loving it out here. But anyways, first gun I'm testing today might throw you off a little bit, especially being the dove guy. I'm holding here a lever action, you were right, but it is a lever action 410 shotgun. And this is something I've been wanting to try for a really long time. Some of you have heard me mention it before, but my grandpa used to tell me stories of his dad hunting doves with a lever action 4570 that he was running 410 shells through. So Henry actually makes a 4570 now that you can shoot 410 shot shells through. And I don't think this is going to be something I keep doing. I think there's a lot of better options out there for dove hunting than a lever action, obviously. So I didn't want to drop, that kind of money on something that I'm only going to do one time. So I was kind of always just in the back of my mind thinking I wanted to try it, but wasn't really wanting to buy an $800 gun just to, shoot doves with it once. And I came across this little G-Force 4570 on Gunbroker one time. We all know how that goes, just a lapse in judgment on Gunbroker when you're bored, and here you are. But I hate to admit it, I really don't want to like this thing. I had a BB gun growing up, and it feels just like that BB gun, and this thing would like lob BBs. It didn't even shoot them straight. So I think in my mind that, plus aesthetically from probably where you're looking, it's a really nice looking gun. Up close, this color case hardening almost looks like it's just painted on. And I don't know. I wasn't super impressed when I held it, but then I shot it. And I have to say, this thing cycles everything really well. It functions well. It shoots well. I really do like these sights. The rear sight's completely adjustable. Now, I had thought about for dove hunting taking this sight off completely and just using that front beam. It's a nice fiber optic sight and would work pretty well. But then in shooting it, I realized that I'm pretty good at not looking at that rear sight and just focusing on that front bead when I'm shooting it as a shotgun. So I think I'm going to leave it on there because the last thing I want to do with this gun after dove season is I want to try to take a javelina with it if I end up drawing a gun tag. So I'm going to leave it on there because I really like these sights. I've shot some slugs through this gun already and they're dead on, so I don't want to mess with them if I can help it. But that's what I've got going on. So it does come with adjustable or interchangeable choke tubes, which I think is really cool. When I bought this, I didn't expect that. So that's pretty exciting. I'm starting off with the improved cylinder choke. I'm at 25 yards right here, shooting some Winchester Super X 7.5, nothing fancy, just, your normal household dove load. And those are super available and probably the most affordable of the 410 shells. So I want to see if I can get a good pattern. I'm not really expecting great performance in a 410 with an improved cylinder, but we're going to give it a shot anyways, and then we'll work our way up from there. So let's get to shooting. Have to get used to that. So as you can see, that's an absolutely terrible pattern, as I expected. These sub bores, especially the 410, sometimes need a lot more help with pattern, and giving them the freedom of an improved cylinder doesn't really work out the same as it does with the 12 gauge. Like I said, I wasn't expecting much from that. That was exactly what I thought was going to happen. So modified, I don't know. I still think I'm going to need a full choke with this, but let's try this modified out. Again, 25 yards right there on the gong. All right, so here's the modified choke. Now this I can work with. It actually patterns better than I thought it would. I did pull the shot a little low, to be perfectly honest, so I did expect to see a majority of the pattern lower than the target like that. You can still see, though, there's a little gap right in the center, and I don't know if that's my wad shooting through the pattern or if that's just, an open spot yet. So I'm curious to see what the full is. As you can tell, just for size, as you probably have already figured this out, that's just a lid off of a 55-gallon drum. That's about as big of a pattern as I'm really worried about. Anything outside of that, I'm just getting lucky if I hit something. So I want to see what my pattern is on that drum, and I'm seeing a couple. It's not a bad pattern. So let's try the full though. All right, now the full choke. So I'm pretty excited about this one. Like I said, I'm actually really surprised the modified did as well as it did. So I'm curious. I'm going to be going between the two of these for sure. So let's check it out. Okay, well, just by the reaction of the target and the sound, I don't know if you can hear through the mic, but that put a lot more shells on target, or excuse me, more shells, a lot more pellets on target regardless. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a pretty nice dense pattern on there. It might be too dense. Let's check it out. Now that's more like it. Is it the best patterning gun I've ever used and the best shell? Absolutely not. But that's a lot of pellets on target. As you can see by some of those bigger patches, that's where multiple pellets hit in a similar spot. I've got pellets actually on the target I was pointing at, so that's a plus. And like I said, it's probably a 20-inch circle. I've never actually measured one of these, but that's looking good. I like that a lot. So I think I'm going to be doing the full this year.